stand by for action.
Thanks, gentlemen. My name is Dave Milner. I am the Unpleasant Blind Guy, and I want to welcome you to part one of this episode of the Unpleasant Blind Guy on EDL Radio. Now remember, if you want to contact me with comments, questions, show suggestions, Awesome American suggestions, I'm available at UBG Contact on Twitter, or I can also be found as Dave Milner or Agador, that's Aggedor, on Mublet, the Tea Party Community, Spreely, Minds, MeWe, or Gab. Now let's begin.
News. News gives me the creeps.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. I hope, indeed I pray, that we shall not be found unworthy of our victory if after toil and tribulation it is granted to us. For the rest, we have to gain the victory. That is our task. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its commonwealths last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
We shall not fail or falter, we shall not weaken or tire. Neither the sudden shock of battle nor the long-drawn trials of vigilance and exertion will wear us down. Give us the tools, and we will finish the job.
We shall go on to the end. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
West Coast kid. Holiday road. Holiday road. Holiday road. Holiday
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, and welcome to the English Defence League radio show, broadcasting live on blogtalkradio.com. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it's our great honour and privilege to welcome an absolutely awesome lady, Aria Bow of WBN 324, the Sunday Long Live Radio Show, which is awesome. Anyway, the script. Welcome to the the English Defence League radio show with your host, Jeff Spider Mitchell, and my wingman for this afternoon is Dave Agador Milner. We are in a light-hearted mood today as we welcome to the programme Rhea Bow of the World Broadcasting Network. This great lady not only hosts Sunday Long Live Radio, but is a rising new media star. For Rhea Bow and for all truth tellers who are the fast replacing the corrupt dinosaur media, the sky is not the limit. It is only the beginning. No surrender ever. All that is necessary for evil to prevail is that good men do nothing. Of course, that was the late, great Edmund Burke. With that, let me pass it to Dave. Dave, good afternoon, and I'm sorry about that. Man, I had some serious issues there to start the show.
Well,
not very good, is it?
Jeff, man, you gotta wait at least until I've reached 60 years old, man. I'm having a heart attack over here.
So was I, mate.
Yeah, oh, jeez. Anyway, hey, we're here, people.
I'll tell you what I did. Do you know what I did, Dave? And I made a big mistake doing it because it messed me up. I tried to use our Skype connection, and it just threw me. There was my picture come up, and I frightened the life out of myself when I see myself there. I thought, who's that ugly? Oh, it's me. I thought, oh my God.
Yeah, well,
it frightened me. The full screen. I thought, no. So I tried to get shot, and then I had all the issues. So it's nothing to do with you, Dave. I'm taking full responsibility.
Of course.
What I did.
Yeah, of course, Jeff. Well,
I call myself a muppet today.
Yeah. Well, we're here now, people, and in a few minutes, we're going to have Rhea Bow with us. Hopefully everything will work fine. Okay, I had to start the show instead of Jeff this time, people. But hopefully everything's going to be
Dave.
okay. And Jeff, I'm gonna drop out right now and try to bring Rhea Bow in, and we're gonna see if we can't make that happen.
It seems that we've made the connection with Rhea Bow, WBM 324. Am I right, Dave?
Rhea, are you with us?
I am. I can just about hear Jeff, but hey guys, how you doing?
Can you hear me, Dave?
Yes, Jeff, I hear you. Rhea says she can just about hear you, Jeff. So, can you hear us?
We'll continue that anyway.
Can you hear us, Jeff? Rhea, sorry about this. We had a little bit of trouble with the program starting earlier, and I had to call in as the host to get us started. And Jeff should be able to call back in now and resolve that issue. It seems to happen. I don't know if this has happened to you in your time as a podcast host, but whenever you have an important guest that you want to to have on and treat well and everything, usually what happens is the technology just goes right out the window. So, hope you can kind of understand and hang in there with us.
No worries, Dave. I get it. Look, we'll rearrange for another day or whatever, but good luck recovering it.
Well, you know what? I don't see a reason why we shouldn't go ahead and keep on now. The show is on. It is running. Jeff will be back with us, and hopefully he'll be able to hear us. If you're good with it, we can go ahead and keep on.
Oh, if you want to, if we're on air now, that's fine.
Sure, yes. We're still on. The show is still going. But first of all, thank you very much for being on air with us. I know that it was not an easy decision for you to make, being on EDL radio with all the bad press the EDL gets. But I think I can promise you that the show will be nice and light today. We shouldn't have any troll incidents or anything of that nature. We've got some rather fun stories to cover, just to kind of take a little bit of a break from our normal coverage of things that we cover, and just have a little bit of fun. What do you think?
No problem, darling. Away you go. I'm all yours until 5 p.m. So you do what you want to do, and I'll do my best to do what I can do.
All right. Well, that's great. Now, Jeff, if you can hear me, you should be able to call back in as host, because I have hung up as host, so should work. And yeah, all right. Well, Rhea, let me ask you a few questions until Jeff can get back in. Now, you started out with music and sound engineering as kind of your first loves of what you first tested out to do and things of that nature. And then you switched to the financial side of things. Can you kind of walk us through that a bit?
I can. I went to university and I come out with a music degree from the Royal School of Music, and I came out with a sound engineering degree. So it's like a music, performing arts, excuse me, and just things like that. And I also started a third degree, which I didn't finish, in medicine, but it went on to carry on with me. I took an end of university travel. I was going to go traveling for 2 years. And on these travels, I met somebody and we got on well, and we was just in the right place at the right time, I guess. And we become a team rebranding quite a big company, a leisure company in southern Europe. The south of France was on the Côte d'Azur and so on. And we did that for about 6 months. He went his way, I went mine. And then sometime later, I got a call. He was down in South Africa, and he said, do you want to come and work with me? So I sort of had to think. I'd been traveling for about 18, 20 months at that point in various different parts of the world. I said, well, go on then. May as well. Job knocking on the door. I'll go for it.
Hey.
And then I was down in South Africa for the next 7 or 8 years in finance.
Wow. Just kind of, well, that's a perfect example, I have to say, Rhea, of life being what happens when we're making other plans. Did you start out planning to be a professional musician, or were you going to get into the engineering side of things? Because I can tell you're a talented engineer.
No, it was a music thing, really. It was a great way to meet boys, because there was only 3 girls on the engineering taking engineering, so it was a great way to meet boys at the time. Yeah, it was a good idea as well. The music's quite demanding, the music degree. The sound engineering degree, far less demanding. So I could do all that. No, I did it all right, you know. There was enough hours in the day, and I was really dedicated. But I didn't really know what I wanted to do. It just seemed like an easy gig at the time, so I just did it, pulled it off, come out with honours, went travelling, and continued travel most of my life, but that was it. And then I was in finance, and I learned from a guy that was absolutely...
Jeff.
So yeah, just... Oh, right, there's Jeff. I'll get him.
Jeff, are you with us now? Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Jeff?
Okay. I don't know what's going on.
Jeff, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I know you're here, Dave.
And I'm here. Rhea's here.
I can't make it out what's going on.
Okay. Can you hear?
So if you can hear me, can you?
Yes, Jeff. I can.
Show ahead.
I can hear you. I'll go ahead and take the show ahead, brother.
Just push on with the show, Dave. I'm just experienced problems there, and I just don't know what the problem is, mate, okay?
Well, it's okay, Jeff. It's all okay. I'm sure Rhea has volunteered to come back another day, but I'm going to go ahead and push ahead with the show because she's agreed to. And we, as I said, Rhea, we really appreciate your taking time out. Not only taking time out to do this, but taking time out to do this in at a place where you may get some blowback from being on. All right. But no, that sounds fantastic. It sounds like you're the kind of person, and I don't want to identify too much, and make it sound too smarmy here, but it sounds almost like you're a person like myself and some others that I've known in my life that's basically interested in everything. Am I close to the mark there?
Maybe. Yeah, I guess the everything come from. Am I interested in everything? No, I don't think I am. I'm interested. I know what I'm interested in, and I know what I'm not interested in, and I'll make the decision quite fast. But I was brought up in a house, just to give people a background. It wasn't a regular house. My dad was a physicist, and he studied astrophysics, then particle physics, and then theoretical physics. So the study of the everything was kind of everywhere when I was growing up.
Okay.
And Yeah, I would wake up with these books in the morning and my dad would just say, you need to read that. And so I was brought up in this kind of house that not a lot can get away from the laws of physics. So that was my starting ground. And I guess, no, I'm not interested in everything, but I can recognize what I am interested in and what I'm not interested in, Dave.
So you're interested in a lot, and I guess I should have said interested in a lot myself as well, because the people that I meet, typically, especially the ones that wind up running media networks and things like that, are people that have a wide range of interests and backgrounds, and you certainly seem to fit that, but none of them seem to fit a particular mold. It's really difficult to nail them down or anything of that nature. So that's a good starting point here. Now, you went on to get into the financial world in Africa, and an interesting place to start. But I like it. I like the fact that you started there, because I know so few people. We have an incredible. One of my colleagues at SHR Media, which is my parent network, is Melanie Collette, Melanie Collette, MPA, who is pretty much as far as I'm concerned anyway, a financial wizard, and runs a show called Money Talk with Melanie. All of her experience is with finance in the United States of America, and I just like talking with someone who has really taken their first kind of big bites in finance in a part of the world that I think that is too often ignored by the West. Do you think that it's fair, first of all, to say that Africa, when it comes to things like finance and just the ordinary things, tends to get ignored by the West?
It's a bit vague, really. I think, first of all, South Africa is quite different from the rest of Africa. So let's just clear that up. And for those who don't know, I'm sure you do know, there's something like, depending on who's having a row, and there's a new border going up. There's 52, 53 countries in Africa. So 52, 53 countries, each one with their own dialect. Well, not all of them got their own dialect, their own culture and so on. I was in South Africa. There was an office in South Africa and one in Botswana. So South Africa's quite different, isn't it? Because the Northern Europeans come and took it.
Right.
So it's quite a different thing. But the economic system is still generally the same. Let's just taking South Africa. The market forces, they could be slightly different, but you've still got fiscal policy, you've still got monetary policy. They still need to pressurize the system as a whole to get it to work, how to direct it, and the brains in there to work whatever finance they need to leverage from the situation, whatever's being created down south. So do I think it's being ignored? Africa, yes. But the South Africans don't want too much light on there anyway, because it's a very different culture, isn't it? And different things happen in different places. And we was finance and mining, because it's heavy resource heavy, isn't it? So do I think? But I think your ultimate question was it being ignored? Yeah, I don't think the Western world at a street level pays any attention, but the business is always got its eyes on Africa.
Right. Well, one of the things that impresses me, just from a common sense viewpoint, is just the feeling, and just from my little bit of interest that I have in geology and things like that, is that Africa as a continent, and I'm not just talking about South Africa, has to be absolutely stuffed with natural resources, some of which have been exploited over historical times, as we know, but many of which have not. And it is, in a way, too bad for the people of Africa because of corrupt governments and just constant wars going on all the time, seemingly. And as you said, borders changing here and there and everywhere. It really seems like that's a part of the world that could become fairly well self-sustaining, and not the part of the world that is depicted by some of the media here in the West as a part of the world where people need to be helped up. Am I anywhere close to the mark on that, in your opinion?
Well, the thing to bear in mind, how to pull it back from a general point of view would be,
right.
You know, like we get in Europe, there's old bloodlines of old, right? And they took, days of Christopher Columbus, they were discovering the map, they were writing the map as they went, and lands were being taken in the name of, and so on. That time period. And of course, it all settles down. This thing called democracy is born for whatever it's worth, and on we go. And these bloodlines and control of old are forgotten. Well, in Africa, they're still valid and there. So on one hand, yeah, it's really resource heavy. But then once you start getting into the nitty gritty, because there's culture involved with any energy going in, and then you quickly realize people have got dibs on this. It's not written, but if you start messing around on their claims from whichever tribe from this long ago, you're going to have yourself a problem. So this, but again, it's not written, but you will quickly, and this happened a lot, I can tell you, in mining, you'll quickly come across, well, hold a minute, so-and-so's got rights on that. Oh, really? And then before you know it, you're in this whole complex historical background where somebody's grandfather handed over rights to what they felt was mineral-rich area, and then it can get complex and, to be quite frank, ugly very quickly.
Well, yeah, that's the complication of Africa that I don't think a lot of people see over here in the West, and it is, by the way, the same in South America, if not more so. Because there have been a few thousand years less of people tromping around down there, exploiting those resources. But I do appreciate the insight there. Now, Jeff tells me, and by the way, folks, Jeff does apologize. He's having some technical issues getting in to where he can hear us. We can hear him, but he can't hear us. And this is stemming from him not being able to start the show. But he is going to try and be in when he can, and he wants me, Rhea, to apologize to you because he can't be here for this. But the thing that I wanted to talk to you about, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was was crypto. Jeff tells me that you're into crypto, and I am, my show is called The Unpleasant Blind Guy, and it's not called The Unpleasant Blind Guy because I have a bad leg. I am a blind guy, and I tend to take things like crypto and investment opportunities and things like that in a very hands-on fashion, because that's how I look at things. I look at things with my hands, and I think a lot of other people do too, in a financial sense, not in a literal sense, like me. At some point, I'll tell you the story of how I mistook a handbag for my ex's cat. But I can hold, say, about 5 gold coins in my hand. I know that gold is valuable; it will never lose its value. I know that it is a nice, pretty, shiny metal, and it's valued for that reason, and also because it's a great conductor for electronics. This is something that, to me, is very common sense. But I see crypto, Bitcoin, and things of that nature as just numbers racing across a computer screen. And I have a little trouble placing value on that as a long-term investment. Can you walk me and maybe some other people with rocks in their heads and kind of a Stone Age mentality when it comes to investment through why those things are a good investment?
That's a big question. Well, look, okay, so we're doing a formal thing. Guys, I just want to say as well, I'm used to taking the lead on a show, right? And I don't want to do that here. But when I'm doing the shows that I do, it's not a formal thing. So I just want to put that out there, okay? It's not a formal thing.
And that is it for this time. Next time, Part 2. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and may your God go with you. Goodbye. The Unpleasant Blind Guy is copyright 2019. Anno Domini. Now for Dave's Canes. Extras that help you navigate the new media world.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
From a public locker inside a dilapidated Long Island rail station comes a show designed to piss off liberals using truth, facts, and ridicule. The Lid Radio Show, featuring the conservative voice from the People's Republic of New York, the Lid himself, Jeff Dunitz. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com. At Lid Radio, we fight for the truth, justice, and a good kosher T-bone. If you don't listen, Hillary Clinton might sneak into your bedroom in her housecoat late at night and blame you for her election loss. It's the Lid Radio Show with Jeff Dunitz.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
The new show on the SHR Media Network, Sackheads Against Tyranny. On shrmedia.com. Go there quick like a bunny, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Wednesday. Live and direct on the SHR Media Network. shrmedia.com. Be there.
Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, a mere 2 miles from the state capital, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern, only on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com to listen. You can also watch on the SHR Media Facebook page and the SHR Media YouTube channel. No goldfish were abused in the making of this ad.
Hey girls, Carry Girl Gear is here. More and more women every day are concealed carrying, participating in competitive shooting, and getting firearms training. It's not a boys' club anymore, and we don't have to shop in their stores anymore either. Finally, a cool and unique clothing line just for women. Dope tees and hats for the patriotic concealed carry and 2A girl. So what are you waiting for? Go check out carrygirlgear.com today.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.